for 20 years, my experiences were very metaphysical, just going into these other realms uncontrollably and uniting with Jesus and Buddha and the God source and angels and all of these sorts of things. And 2 weeks after the pandemic started in 2020, I was in a meditation with my friend in Australia. And all of a sudden, I felt something just move my awareness out of the way. And then this huge collective of energies just started speaking. And I experienced them in a stadium. There are that many of them, and they call themselves consensus. And the reason that they call themselves consensus is because, like all of us, every being in the stadium is unique. It's a unique energetic signatures, everything. Like, that Jesus would have a different energetic signature than Buddha, but they're both emanations of the same exact source of divine love. And you and I are the same. We're from the exact same source, but we have different unique energetic signatures. But when we all come together, we create a kind of divine harmony. And that is the consensus vibration. It's the highest note possible when we come together. And so that's why they call themselves consensus. They always say we're just higher and higher and higher aspects of whoever we're gathering with. So there's no real separation. It's just bringing in these higher dimensions of our being to be participating here with us. So my guides do these consultations. And the way that they work is you and I in a minute will go into a meditative state together. And as we unite more deeply, your field will become illuminated for me. Consensus will illuminate what is in your highest interest to know, to release, to integrate, to alchemize right now. Whatever's in your highest interest. If it's not in your highest interest in this moment, it won't be available here. So everything that I'm going to narrate in what I'm experiencing is in this present moment, what's in your highest interest to be aware of. Now, the way that I experience the reading of your field is that I feel things in my body, or I have an awareness that comes into my body in different places. And so we'll direct our attention, our focus there, and we'll breathe through these different areas. And what I'm going to come into, we're going beneath the surface of your conscious awareness into your vibrational infrastructure, the things that are beyond what you're consciously aware of. And so in the depths of your being is where truth is, where the truths that we either can't see yet, we don't want to see yet, or it's not time yet to see them until now, until we're ready to go deeper. People don't normally come to me until there's a great readiness. Now, just because I will be experiencing things in certain areas of my body does not necessarily mean you're going to have a correlating experience. You may or may not, but don't look for it. If I say I'm feeling something in my heart and you're not feeling it, it's not a problem. It's just how the information shows up for me most obviously. Okay. Now, some of the things that we come into are things that you carry in your field that aren't actually from you. You may be, because you're tied, like we all are, you're interwoven with a lot of collective energies, a lot of lineage kinds of energies, and not just family lineage. For example, in your lifetime, you present as a white female, and you're up in that area of Maine. So those are energies, the cultural energies, the gender energies, the race energies, these kinds of things you're inherently tied to in your field. So some of the things that we come into that you're affected by in your field are related to those old patterns. So there's some things that are usually ready to untangle or uninterweave, however you say that. And then some things are actually from your family lineages, things that you walk through life in that you were affected by in what your mother contributed, or your father, or your family dynamic, or your community that you grew up in, and those kinds of things. So sometimes what we come into are things that, because you're here, you can do healing that others could not in previous generations. And this is what we talk about in the awakening world as lineage healing, that we're the stopping point for patterns that have been perpetuated through generations, but previous generations couldn't heal them. So there's a lot of karmic healing that we can do in these kinds of things, if that's what it's available here and the right timing for. Okay, now as this happens, I will describe what I'm feeling. I will describe things. I may ask you some questions if something Curious is coming up. And then periodically, consensus is going to ask you to share how you're feeling or what you may be aware of, because sometimes there's like a moment or a memory that comes up that's completely repressed, or it's relevant to whatever we're dialoguing about here. All of that is part one. And so all we're doing here is really opening up pockets of your energy field that are dense, that are compacted, that are entangled, that are blocked. And so it's just an all alchemical process. The energies themselves are doing all the work. You and I are just yielding. And I'm just narrating what we're feeling, what's present here, that's happening. So we don't have to tell the divine what we need. The divine knows damn well what we need.
Mhm.
Right? So we're yielding and letting the divine do everything for us. So the energies themselves are communicating directly. That communication is part of what I'm going to narrate. Okay. Now, that's all part one. Part two, when we get to a certain point, consensus is going to invite you into the stadium with them for a really deep dive of deeper union. It's a different kind of level of our unitive work here. And when that happens, we're going to begin to explore what comes through you, not what's coming through me. So we're going to explore what you're feeling, what's coming up for you. And in that stage, there's usually several pretty predictable things that happen. Either somebody can suddenly come into a lot of fear, because here we're going to have to face our performance anxiety, our worthiness, these sorts of things that can come up. And or we come into a deep, profound bliss or peace. We meet our soul group, we meet our loved ones, or some combination of all of these different kinds of things. No two experiences are anywhere alike. And I promise you, it's not going to be what you expect. And that's the whole point, is that everything that can occur here are things beyond what we can imagine. And in some ways, that's a beautiful gift for the mind, that the mind doesn't have to anticipate or imagine or get it right. Now, that leads me to what I want to say specifically about the first part. Everything that we're doing here today is about feeling. There's nothing for the mind to get right. Doesn't have to remember, doesn't have to do, something perfectly here at all. Our mind is the only thing that carries our burdens. It carries every belief, it carries every story, it carries every expectation. It's taken in the messages of the world, and it's carried all of this stuff and then tried to take care of us with all of that. Knowing all of this, it tries so valiantly to take care of us.
Mhm.
It's working hard to do everything right, to be worthy, to be perfect, to be what the world tells us we should be. It's trying hard to make it through every day when we don't feel like getting through every day, right? Our mind is exhausted,
Mm.
and we don't really have things in our world that take care of our mind.
Mm.
We have things that tell the mind how to take care of us constantly, chronically. And so, what we do here today is in profound service to your beautiful mind. It is an opportunity to give the mind a well deserved rest. But it is also a conversation with the mind to say very clearly, you don't have to go away. We're not trying to conquer you. There's no performance pressure. This is the opportunity to invite the mind to feel like it can just crawl into the back seat, snuggle up, and finally take a well-deserved nap. And as that happens, we're just going to let our awareness come down into the energetic field and feel everything that's happening, everything that's being said, conveyed, experienced. It's all feeling. The feeling is where the information is. It's not in the thoughts about the feelings. So this is a big reorientation in our attention here. We're attending to this through just the visceral awareness. And what this is mystic wisdom. This is direct vibrational communication, the information in the energies, not the information in the thought about the energies, which is normally how we operate.